again for all your work. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Again, thank you, Senator Peters, and look forward to working with you on your port security ideas with you and Senator Cornyn. Very, very important. I know you're just arriving, Senator Markey, but you're a fast study, and you might be ready. But if not...
Ready to go.
Okay, Senator Markey.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you for having this very important hearing. On July 19th, a CrowdStrike IT outage caused mass disruptions across multiple critical sectors of the U.S. economy. While the outage itself wasn't a cyber attack, it laid bare the vulnerabilities of our connected IT systems and put a spotlight on the chaos that can erupt when these systems aren't protected. Mr. Brault, yes or no? Do you agree that airline consumer protection policies are an important part of an airline's broader cyber strategy?
Yes, Senator.
And from my perspective, no matter how much airlines prepare, there will still be disruptions, and we're going to have to be ready to support travelers, okay? And so we thank you for that. As we saw with the CrowdStrike outage or the cyber attack on the Port of Seattle, disruptions, even if resolved quickly, have serious consequences for travelers. In the case of the CrowdStrike outage, thousands of consumers were left stranded and confused about their rights as travelers. The recent FAA Reauthorization Act took important steps towards protecting consumers in these scenarios. I'm particularly proud that the law contained my provision requiring airlines to provide travelers with an automatic refund in the case of a flight delay or cancellation if the consumer does not accept a rebooking or a voucher. In many ways, the CrowdStrike incident was a stress test for this important provision. Unfortunately, reports suggested that airlines were failing to comply with this provision, arguing that it had not taken effect. As I explained in a bipartisan letter with Senator Josh Hawley, that just is not true. General Reynolds, we just heard that the treatment of consumers during a cyber-related event must be a part of a broader cybersecurity plan. Will your members commit to following the law and providing automatic refunds when required, such as during a disruption caused by a cyber attack?
Thank you, Senator. Yes, we comply fully with all the laws and regulations.
So that means you will, in fact, provide for the refunds?
So if that's what the law provides, and again, I'm not a accommodation expert. I would defer to our folks that actually work in this range.
Well, it's absolutely critical that there be compliance. The harm is real. The airlines have to protect against it. And if not, and the flight doesn't take off, it's the responsibility of the airline. We just have to continue to update. It's a corporate responsibility to spend the money to protect. And when they don't, and there's a successful attack, it's just because the protections weren't built in. Flight disruptions over the past few years have further made clear that refunds and vouchers aren't enough to make consumers whole. So, Mr. Brault, I want to walk through a couple of scenarios with you. If a flight cancellation, whether from a cyber attack or maintenance issue, causes a traveler to miss a Taylor Swift concert or an NBA game, does the traveler get reimbursed for the event ticket?
No, Senator.
What about the cancellation? What if the cancellation causes a stranded traveler to miss a shift at work, losing crucial income that that family was counting on? Does an airline compensate them for that lost income?
No, Senator.
And if a passenger misses their kid's birthday party or school play, well, let's be honest, no amount of money can truly make up for missing those special moments, but you all get the idea here. There's a loss that these families suffer. So whether a flight delay or cancellations is caused by a cyber attack, thunderstorm, or maintenance issue, the cost for a traveler extend far beyond the flight ticket. Europeans understand this. That's why Europe requires airlines to provide a cash payment to passengers for significant flight delays and compensation beyond refunding a ticket or reimbursing a passenger's hotel room and airport transportation. U.S. travelers deserve similar protections. And that's why I am so pleased that the Biden-Harris administration plans to issue a proposed rule requiring airlines to provide compensation to consumers when a flight delay or cancellation is the airline's own fault. Mr. Braille, do you agree that requiring cash compensation for delayed and canceled flights that are the fault of the airline is an important component of protecting consumers?
Yes, Senator.
Thank you. So this type of regulation is long overdue and is the third C in my 3 C's of consumer protection: communication, correction, and compensation. When airlines screw up, they must communicate passengers' rights and options. They must correct their mistake by providing automatic refunds, and now we need to make sure airlines compensate passengers when the flight disruption is within the airline's own control. So I look forward to working with both the National Consumers League and the airlines on this issue. The leading company, EMC, was in Massachusetts, is in Massachusetts, and when I asked the CEO, why do we keep having these successful cyber attacks, he said in most instances, the CEO just didn't want to spend the extra money to upgrade. Okay? You just have to keep doing it. It's a cost of doing business. And when they don't do it, there's going to be a price, and we just can't have it be passed on to consumers. It's not their fault. It's the airlines that they didn't do it, and they shouldn't have to swallow a $1,000 Taylor Swift ticket, because the airline did not build in the protections. So we thank you, Madam Chair, and great hearing. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Markey, and thank you for your